Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Sam. This is Bolt from the Blue. Today we're doing a reading in the park, in the pine trees. I'm going to be honest, I am not feeling 100% today, guys. Whew. So this message is going to be for someone else who's maybe not feeling 100%. I'm right there with you. I've been reminded a lot recently that the best way sometimes to help yourself is by lending help to others. So hopefully this message can be for all of us who need a bit of a boost. We're going to start out with the Paradise Found Oracle. This deck was a beautiful gift from a beautiful friend. I love this deck. Let's see what wants to come out for you. Six, Saint. Check this out. All right, I think we're going to read from the book for this one. Number 6, Saint. I love the book for this deck. Read the whole thing. This part. This part. This part. All right, guys. Number 6, Saint. Retreating into the still point of your sacred heart in deep contemplation brings unexpected revelations of how to be of greater service. So I haven't been feeling great today, and the direction was do spiritual, like move spiritual energy. So I've been shamanic journeying, I've been meditating, and then I was called into the park to do this. So this is a very appropriate message. With much of your attention directed outward, it is time to gather inward and reconnect with the goddesses leading you to your highest self-expression. The Greek goddess Hestia, who presides over hearth and home, guides you to deepen your spirituality. White Buffalo Calf Woman, who brought the peace pipe to the Lakota Sioux Native American peoples, encourages you to restore balance, peace, and harmony in your life. High self-expression, deepening spirituality, peace and harmony in your life. Each of these cards comes with a decree at the end, a little mantra. This one is, I am always operating at the highest level of self-mastery as I create healing outcomes in all situations. Do we want some more cards from here? I'm getting yes, so I'm going to hold off on waxing lyrical on this one in case this is one that will augment or make this message a bit more nuanced. Just going to keep shuffling. Here we go. Thanks for your patience, guys. I've noticed that sometimes when I'm laid a little bit low, it's because I'm being recalibrated in some spiritual sense, and during those times, my psychic perception can be a little bit. It's not that it's off as in inaccurate, but it feels different for the time being until it's like I'm downloading this software update, and until it's installed, things are a little bit, glitchy. So we got 31, detachment. A lot of Indian subcontinent energy coming through here with the mudras on the saint card, and just very Indian iconography here, which is perfect because after this we're going into wisdom from the epics of Hind, most likely. All right, let's see. 31, detachment. This part. This part. All right, guys. Number 31, detachment. With crystalline neutrality, you accomplish all that is necessary and receive all that is needed, guided by the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Oh yeah, there we go. Are you feeling frustrated in your efforts to move forward? Do you have a vision for your life that has been slow to materialize? You are encouraged to relinquish your attachment to a desired outcome, which constricts your energy field and openness to receive. When you worry excessively or try to force a manifestation, you block the natural flow of events leading to a resolution. Do not allow the pendulum swing of emotions to take you over, miring you in lower frequency states of suffering. Be patient and know that all is working in perfect divine timing for your own highest good. I am letting go of my attachment to a specific outcome. I am taking action without any thought of results. I am equanimity at all times. This is a perfect message for me right now. Rather than dive in, I'm hearing another card. So we'll see all together what these pieces say. Paradise. Dolphin energy. Card number 1. We found paradise, you guys. Paradise found. All right, let's see. This part. This part. This part. These. This. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit more of this one. Number 1, paradise. Access the ancient, heart-centered wisdom of Lemuria, the original earthly paradise, to find lasting fulfillment in all areas of your life. Skipping around a bit, their highly developed psychic powers include telepathic communication and teleportation, and they were masters of healing with sound, crystals, and energy. Lemurians were especially attuned to the sonar language of dolphins, joyous guardians of the oceans that maintain a connection with the higher dimensions. Open to receive the message of the dolphin card, as dolphins offer an ecstatic sound activation that helps you to remember what brings you joy and fulfillment. How can you sustain this joy frequency in your daily life, work, and relationships? What thoughts and emotions do you need to release so you can playfully access your joy and realign with the harmonic perfection of your true essence? This card serves as a portal to Telos, the fifth-dimensional Lemurian city located deep within Earth, beneath Mount Shasta, a sacred mountain and mega-energetic vortex in Northern California. Travel to Telos now and meet with the Lemurians. What urgent wisdom do they share with you? Imagine feeling so attuned to the magic of every moment that your life becomes an effortless, blissful adventure that transports you beyond everyday challenges. This is the gift of paradise. Allow the dolphin card to take you there. Decree: I am creating only perfection in my being, my world, and all my endeavors now, Anything that is not perfection must leave now. With that last decree, you know, I ask which parts to read without having read them myself. It's not like I'm skimming. I'm truly asking. And to my way of thinking, there is a possible misinterpretation that could be made between the energy that's being called upon, requested, recommended, which is one of life becoming an effortless, blissful adventure that transports you beyond everyday challenges. And this idea of only allowing perfection into your life. I think we have to be careful, especially many of us who have perfectionist tendencies, to a little bit define that in the spiritual sense. So because there's so much Indian subcontinent energy coming out here, I'm going to mention a Sanskrit prayer, which is one of my absolute favorites. And I'll try to remember to put a link in the description box to a video of a beautiful singer called Gayeya Sanskrit singing this song, singing the prayer as a song. But it goes Purnamada Purnamidam, which means all that is perfect in its imperfection. All this is perfect in its imperfection. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Take fullness from fullness. Or no, fullness comes from fullness. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate, which means take fullness or completeness from fullness or completeness, and the remainder is fullness. Take fullness from fullness, the remainder is fullness. And this is a little prayer that reminds me to accept things exactly as they are, because that acceptance moves you past resistance. And only when you're past resistance can your life become an effortless, blissful adventure that transports you beyond everyday challenges. Because you're no longer resisting any obstacle. You're radically accepting everything as it comes. And that allows you to live in the solution so much more quickly and easily. You've cut out all the middle steps. But yeah, okay. I'm just asking about whether I should go into the prayer. So it's an acknowledgement that things are perfect as they are. Like truly sacred, like sacred reality that we live in. And that perfection can be found, is found in the midst of imperfection, right? The little imperfections are perfect, especially in you, especially in me, right? The little quirks, the little, if every human being you knew were to come off of a factory line, right? We would all be declared defective. Be like, oh, this is a factory reject, you know? Look at all of these imperfections. And it's like, no. We might not be perfectly symmetrical. We might have our flaws and foibles, which we may be working on improving, by the way. You know, it doesn't have to, things don't have to stay the same. But also say that the prayer reminds me that things are perfect in their imperfection, that everything as it is as it should be. And this doesn't mean accepting fear or hatred from others if they're trying to. It doesn't mean accepting someone who's trying to hurt you, right? But it is about that radical acceptance of things as they are. As that most useful point to move forward. Yeah. The fullness comes from fullness part, and take fullness from fullness. The remainder is fullness. Always speaks to me of spirit. The multiplicity and the unity of spirit. So each of us has a piece of spirit inside of us. But we might feel like it's like a candle being lit from a larger flame, you know? And you can be tempted to say like the flame on the candle is different than the larger flame or separate from it. But they are the same. It's like the flame is fullness, and you've somehow taken some of it, right, and put it in another vessel. And you might say, well, that part is incomplete, but it's a reminder that that part is also fullness. Take fullness from fullness. The remainder is still fullness, right? That we are complete and connected to Source at all times is something that I have really been needing a reminder of. It's easy to sink into a feeling of separation, but it's just the density, you know? When we can look past it. And, you know, there's a bit of a formula here for doing that. We remember that we are fullness taken from fullness, and the remainder is fullness. There is no divestiture is what I want to say. There's no division of spirit by putting it into a body, into a vessel, right? It's still complete and whole. Saint detachment, paradise. I think this is a little bit of encouragement for someone who things just aren't materializing, and you feel like you're feeling possibly tired from a lot of spiritual work. It can be taxing. Yeah, I won't I won't get into it when I myself am feeling so tired from doing the same thing. It's a little bit of going deeper, even. Like you might feel like it's difficult to go on, but the reminder here is not to. The difficulty is found in struggling, right? Rather than sinking in and allowing. Faith is It's a practice, but it's also not something you can force yourself into or climb up into. It's more like something that you have to sink down into. And there's a lot of reassuring that needs to be done that you are safe to do so. I don't know, Spirit, do you want me to sum this up anymore? No, just move on. All right, let's go into wisdom. No? This one. Okay, we're going to skip that. Sometimes I accidentally cover whatever they had in mind for certain decks, so we're going to skip that and do the Modern Witch Tarot instead. I think this is what is being called for. All right, guys. We're going to pull, I think, one more from Paradise Found. I think that's what they're wanting. Shuffle it up a little bit. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know about this video, Spirit. Like, maybe we just scrap this one. But there's a reminder that not in a negative way, it can just sometimes help to see someone else is also struggling. You know? To know that you're not alone in that. Because you certainly aren't. You certainly aren't. A lot of this is about, it's a gentle reminder that the feeling of separation is illusion. Yeah. Wait, did I cover it? Still want one from here. Here. Okay. I think they got what they needed out of me through the shuffling. Thanks for your patience. We're just rolling with it. Modern Witch Tarot. What do you have for us, Spirit, from here? The Emperor. Do a little bit of a spread here. So we got the Emperor. the moon. Let's see if I can. Yeah. The Emperor, the moon. Sorry, guys. The Magician. Ooh. The Emperor, the Moon, the Magician. Want any more? The Emperor, the Moon, the Magician. Knight of Wands. I think that's it, yeah? Yeah, okay, so the Emperor, the Moon, the Magician, the Knight of Wands. Let's see if I have any little tabs to cover up the some nudity here. If you're new to the tarot space on YouTube, this isn't just because I'm some sort of art prude. YouTube doesn't love the butt cracks showing. They probably don't love me saying butt cracks either. Okay, so we got, check this out, the Emperor, the Moon, the Magician, and the Knight of Wands. So my sense here is that the Emperor here is actually not an ideal energy. And it's not even, necessarily the Emperor in reverse kind of energy. It's not necessarily that. It's just that, the tarot is full of archetypes, and we all embody all of them. They're all aspects of us. And the Emperor is king of his domain, king of her domain, right? The person with the plan. But Spirit's saying, hey, that's great. And that can get you really far in a lot of human created realms. That energy can really pay off. If it's a kingdom, you need an emperor, right? But this energy is much more natural and organic and powerful and requires you to go with it. And if you have too much of a plan, or you try to impose too much of your own will, like a ruler over a kingdom, it's not going to help. So in this instance, Emperor energy is obscuring something with the moon here. It's hiding your true abilities as the magician. There's a little bit of a paradox to the true magician. Because the true magician is the divine magician, the one who works with the power that is, the way of things, God, Spirit, Source, in order to manifest. And we can get a little bit confused here about, it's like, okay, so I'll just use spirit to manifest what I want, and it's like, ooh, no. The divine magician is one who works in co-creation with the divine, but understands that they are the lightning rod for the lightning that is spirit, right? The divine magician knows from where the power flows and understands that they are the vessel that connects the above and the below. And this is what gives them power, but it's not their power, right? It's the power of Source, of Spirit, of God. All of this is about learning to sink in and become that vessel. There's also, with manifestation, if we focus too rigidly on the particulars, like someone who's trying to manifest a specific person, not a really good idea. Because we don't know what will make us happy in another person. Not in the same way that Spirit knows. Not in the same way that Source knows. Not in the same way that God knows, right? Or we might be wanting another person for a romantic relationship when that is not right for us, right? That can be a factor as well. So rather than specifics, it is best to manifest feelings, feeling states, senses, right? To live in that felt sense of contentment, of joy, of relief, of love. And to manifest that rather than having a specific plan or a specific idea about how it should manifest. Because, you know, when you set aside this emperor energy and you sink in and become the divine magician rather than just someone who can use aspects of spirit to perform parlor tricks, right? Like sleight of hand. When you do this, things will happen very quickly. But it won't be in ways that you imagine, right? Because you don't know the fastest route to this thing. You don't know the most efficient route, but the universe does. Higher consciousness does. It's a higher vantage point. They can see the specifics where you can't. You know what you want in generalities. That's good. Let Spirit take care of the specifics. Because if you try to manifest the specifics, what you'll end up with are small m manifestations, right? Like lowercase m manifestations. When what Spirit wants to give you is an uppercase M, big M manifestation, life-changing manifestation, soul growth manifestation. When you leave the specifics up to Spirit, what you get is not just something that's efficient in terms of fastest route possible or best, highest route possible. You also get something really elegant. And by elegant, I mean doesn't just check the box that you imagine this thing will check. It checks 7 different boxes for you, 5 of which you didn't know existed. And it checks several boxes for other people as well. It turns a duet into a symphony. You know what I mean? Like, because it doesn't just know the way that in which this is best for you to receive the specifics of that. It knows the way that it's best for the world to receive. The way that you getting what you want ensures that a lot of people get what they need or they want as well. That all boats rise together because you rise. And that is something I needed to hear. I hope that helped you as well. Is there any way you'd like me to sum up this message, Spirit? No. Job done. Message delivered. I really do hope that was helpful to you guys. If it's your first time here, do consider dropping this video a like. A subscribe would be excellent. A comment would absolutely make my day. I would love to hear how this is landing in your world and how your big M manifestations come to find you in the most surprising ways. Take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.